Hello and welcome to Freedom Through Astrology, where we're giving you the keys to living your best life. And it's freedomthroughastrology.com. It's THRU because really it is all about you. I'm your astrologer. My name is Donald Patak. There's my email information, copyright standard YouTube. Keys to the reading. Let me pull this up. Oops. It's one of these days. I use sidereal astrology, which is astrology by the visible sky, as opposed to tropical astrology, which fixes the signs to seasons. I'm also using the natural size of the constellations. They are all over the place. Oops, 1 second, hold on. Oh, I did that, okay. Natural size. The constellations are all different sizes. So you're going to notice things are different. That's why I'm practicing using the ancient practice of astrology by astronomy. I also use 13 signs. The missing sign, or the sign that was removed, is called the fucus. It's the wounded healer. It's where you've come to learn. You have a specific wound that you've come here to learn to heal in this life so that you can heal others. I am reading the weekly transits. These are universal lessons. So I will read a planet in a sign. I am not going to touch on the houses because the houses are personal to you. And I read what's called evolutionary astrology. These are lessons to learn. The planets and the signs are teachers. They have lessons. And ideally, you can learn the lesson and become a better version of yourself. There's also the shadow, which is you choosing, there's the high, low, and the low road. The high road, low road is learning the lesson. The low road is you choosing not to. An essential point to evolutionary astrology is you have freedom of choice. You choose. So I will present you your choices. Ideally, you choose the best for yourself. And this is the weekly transit report for the final week of December 2023. So this is Christmas Day through December 31st, New Year's Eve. And, okay, get ready to brace yourself and laugh. The only thing that's steady this week is the moon. Normally the moon's all over the place. The moon is our bit of stability this week, going through Taurus. We start out calm in Taurus, moving into Gemini early in the week, into Cancer, time for some nurturing before we hit the weekend. Leo loves a party, and we begin the new year with Leo, with the moon in Leo enjoying a party. We have a full moon early in the week with the moon in Gemini. So there's full moon in Gemini. Station direct. We have two planets and an asteroid moving station direct this week. These are all retrogrades. They look like they're moving backwards. They're not. So station direct means it looks like they're pausing before they start moving forward. So it goes from a time of reflection now to a time of action. So Chiron, Jupiter, and Mercury all will be moving forwards by the end of this week, maybe by the 31st. Sign change. Venus, planet of relationships and creativity, moves into Scorpio depth. And a whole lot more. And let me pull this down. And as you can see, the beginning of the week, the beginning to the middle of the week is very, very busy, and then it calms down at the end, thankfully. Hold on 1 second. I had another little kitten run into my house, so I'm kitten sitting, and I was told make him comfortable, so I'm making sure he's comfortable. Yeah, it's one of those situations. So let us begin the week. We begin the week with the moon in Taurus. The moon represents your soul, your emotions, and what you are looking for. Ideally, take some time for peace and quiet. Beginning of the week, it started on the 23rd, leaves the 26th. Taurus is a fairly decent sized sign. Calming down is a good practice right now. Embrace the opportunities for some peace and quiet when they show up. Be careful of being stubborn and sticking to plans that no longer interest you or suit you and are no longer working. I always tell people, if you want to understand the Taurus sign perfectly, go to the library, go to your public library, children's section, get the story of Ferdinand the Bull. One of these days, I'll actually have a copy of it to show you. But the aim here is to learn peace and quiet. Becoming stubborn and becoming a stick in the mud that just doesn't want to budge is not going to help you at all. Beginning on the 23rd, we have the Sun in Sagittarius in a sextile to Saturn in Aquarius. And the Sun represents the ego. And I will say this till I'm blue in the face. Your ego, you came here to learn how to have a healthy ego. So whatever your sun sign is, take the word, they say, my sun sign is, change that to a sentence of, I came here to have a healthy ego in the sign of whatever. Me, I'm a Taurus. So I came here to have a healthy sun, a healthy Taurus ego. But in general, the sun right now is in Sagittarius. This is learning, curiosity, getting up, going out and exploring, and it's in a sextile. So it's interest in what? It's interested in learning about being its authentic self. So be open to opportunities to grow and mature in your individuality and becoming more of who you truly are. And sometimes this is a solitary effort. That's okay. There can be great reward with this. Saturn, and one of these days I'll do a video on this. Saturn, when you do the work, rewards with when you do the work, Saturn rewards you greatly. Shadow of this is being stuck in a fake identity and a past that is becoming increasingly boring and isolating. You know, learning new ways to wear a mask, not going to help you here. Okay. And on Sunday, we have Venus in Libra in a trine, which is easy energy to work with. Whatever effort you put in is going to come back to you quickly. So Venus in Libra in a trine to Neptune in Pisces. Venus in Libra is about relationships and having balanced relationships. Neptune in Pisces is about releasing, going with the flow. Pisces, being able to transcend, getting over things. Take time to relax and learn the best way to do it for yourself. And you have lots of people giving you advice. Find a space that is appealing to you and take time to love and let go. Also, you know, sometimes just sitting in a room with your friends quietly or sitting in a room quietly with people can be good as well. So this is a time of balancing, talking, and communicating with maybe peace and quiet and just being there with people. Always a good thing. Be careful of falling for an illusion of self-enlightenment or false images of other people. Oops, don't need that. Sorry. I have all my notes on my tablet. Sorry. So be careful of falling for false images of people. Like I say, a trine. What you put in comes back to you quickly. So make sure you're focusing on what you really want. On Monday, Chiron moves station direct. Chiron is the asteroid of healing. And in Pisces, it's helping you heal the ability to let go of things, transcend situations. So Chiron is Pisces is helping you heal and release your wounds of the past, possibly rising to the role of the mentor and helping others with similar wounds heal, being an example for others. So living and letting go of the wounds of the past. The shadow is numbing yourself to the pain of change and staying stuck in your wounds, even possibly deepening the wounds and wounding others deeply. Starts on Christmas Day and late on Christmas Day. This is by Eastern time, whatever Eastern time we're in right now. And this goes through Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Chiron station direct and moving moving through Pisces, helping you to release the wounds of the past. Tuesday, Mercury retrogrades into a fucus. Mercury, how you learn and communicate. Retrograde just means reflection. And in a fucus, it's learning to heal. So you're asking yourself, last time Mercury ran through retrograde, did I really heal? And can I do it better? So this is a time to reflect on your healing and healing your ability to what Mercury, learn and communicate. Look to see how you hold yourself back from growing in those skills. The shadow is being afraid of healing or changing and reinforcing the wounds that keep you trapped in the past. And not only can you wound yourself, you can wound yourself. You wound yourself. You can wound others. Remember, a fucus is a man holding a snake. The snake by the head and tail. The snake in ancient times symbolized knowledge. So you've grasped knowledge. What are you doing with it? Are you healing yourself and then being an example for others, or are you wounding yourself and then wounding others? Okay, Tuesday. I think I did both of these as boy, I have them out of order for some reason. Mercury and Fucus. Square to Neptune and oh yeah, okay, blah. Sorry, I'm messing up my notes here. I've been taking care of this kitten all day and I'm still out of it. I'm hoping for a Christmas miracle. Mercury retrograde in a Fucus in a square to Neptune in Pisces. So Mercury in a Fucus reflecting on you healing. Neptune in Pisces is about releasing and letting go. And it's the challenge of letting go of the wounds and the way you used to do things. Reflect on how you practicing your spirituality, also how you receive inspiration. Working through the challenges, you can let go of what's blocking you. And yes, squares are hard, they're challenges. Squares are also about building. If you go to the pyramids, they look like triangles. You get close up, they're built on squares. And that tension is what creates strength. So, what are you building? Are you healing your ability to be inspired, or are you wounding it? The shadow is drowning out that still small voice that seeks to inspire you with mindless distraction, chatter, and numbing yourself to inspiration. Okay. And on Tuesday, the moon enters Gemini. I'll talk about this. And then we have the full moon in Gemini. The moon in Gemini is being open to new ideas and information and being able to seek inspiration. Things may go fast, run with it. Gemini is a speedy energy. Be careful of falling into the trap of endless talk and rationalization that leads you nowhere fast. And on Tuesday, we do have the full moon in Gemini, meaning the sun is in opposition to the moon. And I forgot to put my little triangle in the middle. By putting a triangle in here, it turns it from the tug of war, ego and soul fighting each other, to a balance, balancing the two. The sun being curious, wanting to learn, working with the moon. Hey, I also want to learn as well, etc. The thing that came to me as an example, and I'm just going to run with this, and this is an example for the guys and ladies. I think you'll relate to this because this is the day after Christmas and the kids got those toys that got to be assembled. And how many of us really grab the manual and go step by step through the manual patiently to put things together? That's what this transit is about. Being curious about what you want to learn and then finding the information that helps you. So it's the ego, the self wanting to learn something new, and emotionally, yes, I'm open to learning, and getting them to balance. And if they work together properly, at the end of it, you've put your kids, for the guys, and again, this is the example for the guys and ladies. I know you can relate to this because you've all seen this. Guys go to put together something. I don't need no directions. Well, at the end of the day, what do they got? The directions out. So pull out the directions, walk through it, just sort everything out, put everything together step by step. And at the end of the day, the kids got their toys and they're playing with them and everybody's happy. That's the example that came to me. Run with it. The tug of war, pulling everything out of balance, it just makes a mess. And it's just going to create endless drama that's really not worth it. Also on Tuesday, the sun in Sagittarius is in a trine to Jupiter retrograde in Aries. Yes, still retrograde. So again, the sun in Sagittarius is being curious. It's about learning things about that you're curious about and wanting to learn, higher exploration. Jupiter in Aries, Jupiter is how you dream. Aries is having the courage to dream. Are you exploring what you're really wanting to dream about? What are you dreaming about? Are you dreaming big enough? And that's what this is. This is a time for you to look and say, am I dreaming about what, am I exploring what I really am curious about my dreams, or am I buying into somebody else's story? Checking the kitten. So take time to reflect on how much faith and trust you have in your opportunities and the courage to explore new ideas. Jupiter dreaming big, explore those big dreams. The shadow is leading, can lead you down down the road of regret, and make a load of regret at that, of missed opportunities or a false sense of heightened self-importance. Because the sun plus Jupiter working together, it can be something amazing. Uh, Working together with a shadow can make an amazing disaster and fast. So do take the time. What are you dreaming about? And are you really exploring your dreams? On Wednesday, Mercury retrograde is conjunct with Mars in a fucus. Mercury in a fucus, learning how to heal. Mars having the courage. Are you really having the courage to heal and learning how to heal the wounds that you came here to heal? Look for the house to see where this applies to you personally. If you need a free chart, I'll send me an email. I'll send it to you right away or as soon as I get to it. But reflect on how you're expressing yourself and how you learn, and what ways can you do it better. How can you develop more courage and assertiveness to express and learn what you want to learn. The shadow is being fearful of change, of learning something new, and drowning out your ideas with angry self-talk and mental battles that just stress you out. And in this, again, you can wound yourself and others. Thursday, we have Mars in a fucus in a square to Neptune in Pisces. Mercury is already squaring and it's finishing off today, and Mars is now jumping in on the ride. Mars in a fucus, having the courage to heal. Neptune, Pisces, healing and being able to let go of the wounds, and being able to transcend the situation. Here you're having the challenge of healing your spirituality and healing the ability to transcend. Expect challenges to what you believe and be open to new ideas and new practices. Test your beliefs and retain what is true and let go of what isn't. If it doesn't speak to you when you're in these times, if it's not speaking to you, you can let it go. It's okay. Clinging onto a practice that no longer serves you is wounding you. Be careful of the extremes. Both rigid dogmatism and spiritual excess are very dangerous and can lead to a false sense of spirituality. Okay? And like I said, this is a square. So the other analogy I use with squares is it's challenging, it creates pressure, and pressure can either create diamonds or it can grind things into dust. So, if this pressure is creating a diamond, it's something valuable that can last a long time. If something is ground to dust and blows away in the wind, bye bye. So there's that. Venus in a Libra is in a sextile to Pluto in Sagittarius. Venus in Libra, balancing those relationships and finding peace in those relationships. And Pluto in Sagittarius is leaving behind ideas that no longer serve you. So be open to new ideas and change that can bring you peace in your relationships. It can be stressful. However, at the end of the process, you can have more balance in your life. So, are there ideas and ways that you've been practicing and being in your relationships that are no longer serving you, no longer working you? They'll become evident, and this is a good time to let them go. Pluto is about transforming and changing things. So Pluto can help you learn new things in a way and show you what's not working and help you transform that into something that does work. Missing this can lead to dogmatic attitudes towards others and their ideas Yeah. Missing this can lead to dogmatic attitude towards others and their ideas, throwing all your relationships out of balance and creating deeper wounds and even more dogmatic ideas about others. So this can really get you stuck in a rut in your relationships. And that can be a superficial relationship, and it can be, people walking on broken glass, whatever the analogy is. It's escaping me at this moment. But basically, it will ruin a relationship. Also on Thursday, the moon enters Cancer. Moon rules Cancer, so a little bit extra powerful here. Take time to be gentle with yourself and others, and take time for healing and restoration. This is a good time to relax a little bit before this very busy holiday weekend of the New Year's, lots of parties, whatever. So charge your batteries up before you go out. Take time and be open to healing, and do take some needed peace and quiet. Failing this, you can become a target for deeper wounding and stressing yourself out even more. So, let's see. Friday, in time for the new year, Jupiter moves station direct. Like I say, retrograde means reflection. So Jupiter in Aries is you're reflecting on how you're dreaming and having the. Are you dreaming big enough? Do you have the courage to dream big enough? Well, now Jupiter is saying, okay, time to move forward. Time to dream big. Jupiter likes big. Jupiter likes grandiose. Aries is having the courage and having the assertiveness to do it. So it's time to celebrate, enjoy yourself, especially your authentic self. Expect wrong one. Grab your ability to dream big and go with it. Sorry about that. That's the moon entering Leo. Fits with this though. Grab your ability to dream big and go with it. Ask your soul what success is and run with it. Expect success. Dream big and expect big to happen. Failure keeps you trapped in a bigger prison of fear or for settling for too little. Glitter instead of gold, fool's gold instead of the real thing, style over substance as well. This ties nicely in. Jupiter is asking you to dream big, and the next thing we're talking about is going to be the moon in Leo. This all ties together nicely. God, I need a new mouse, I think. Moon enters Leo also on Friday. Time to celebrate and enjoy yourself, especially your authentic self. Expect opportunities to shine, be seen, let people see the real you. Leo loves a party. This is celebration weekend, New Year's weekend. Go out, be your real self. Enjoy yourself, have fun. Playing to please the crowd, giving them what you think they want instead of who you are, is settling for style instead of substance. And people will see right through it. Presenting a false image that people will know it. Everyone, the old phrase is everyone can smell a phony. You've got a chance to stand up and be your real self, be your authentic self, and just enjoy yourself this weekend. Or you can try playing to the crowd. And honestly, there's a difference between being a rock star on stage and playing the instrument and playing Guitar Hero on whatever game system you play it on. There's a big difference. You can be the rock star playing the guitar, keyboards, drums, whatever your instrument is, or you can be or you can be at home playing Guitar Hero on your game system. So go big. And Saturday, Mercury in Ophiuchus in a sextile to the south node in Virgo. Mercury in Ophiuchus, this is retrograde, so you're reflecting on your healing and learning, and communication. South node in Virgo is about the bad habits, specifically Virgo's bad habits, perfectionism, holding yourself to an impossible standard, brutal self-criticism. There's an interest here. How am I holding myself back with this negative self-talk, this negative attitude towards myself? How am I telling myself I can't learn this or can't do this? This is an opportunity to heal this and let it go. And sextile is an excitement and interest. So you're seeing, and it's being shown to you how negative self, you're holding yourself down and back with negative self-talk and negative thinking. Learning how to hold self back, perfectionism can bring healing. So this can be a powerful aha moment. Thinking you know it all or can't learn or that things have to be done a certain way will lead you towards being kept in the prison of the past, going nowhere fast. On Sunday, Venus enters Scorpio. Depth in relationships. So Venus is about relationships. Really, Venus can also be about rest and recreation. Do that with other people. Resting, how do you rest alone? How do you recreate? How do you have fun? Also, Venus represents creativity. So going deep on any of that, be open. And Scorpio is about gaining depth and digging deep. Be open to a time for healing relationships, creativity, and all that, and potentially have them become more deeper and more meaningful. Honesty will be important. So developing honesty in your relationships. Be careful of being impatient and trying to control others and their boundaries and forcing things. Scorpio is going deep, and if you do it wrong, you can wound deeply. So there we go with that. Venus in Scorpio is in a square to Saturn in Aquarius. Wow. So Venus in Scorpio, depth in relationships, Saturn in Aquarius, you being your authentic self in the square, the challenge of being your authentic self in your relationships, the challenge of being authentically creative, the challenge of being authentic in chilling out, resting, relaxing. Venus does all those things. So take time to work through the challenges of seeing yourself clearly. Time alone can be good for some self-reflection. Ideally, it's also a time of building your relationships up and being your authentic self in the relationships. When people see who you really are, they can appreciate it and say, wow, that's great. And like I say, squares are challenges. This can be hard work. Saturn, you do the work, you earn the reward, and Saturn rewards generously. I firmly believe that. Jupiter is how you dream. Saturn is you doing the work. And if you do the work, you're rewarded generously. That pressure Saturn will give you those diamonds. However, if you fall into this shadow, falling into this action sees the relationships falling into a rut of ruin instead of being strengthened, they cave into pressure and fall apart. Things get ground to dust. So yeah. So this is an incredible opportunity to build authenticity in your relationships and who you are. Like I say, Venus also does creativity. How are you creating authentically? And how do you like to chill out and relax? People might appreciate that. Like, wait a minute, you don't like going out? Like just sitting at home and watching a movie? Cool. Let's do that. Why deal with big crowds of people when you can just have a small, intimate group of friends together, movie party, popcorn, whatever, blah. Also on the 31st, Mercury goes station direct. So in Ophiuchus healing, second time through. The first time uncovered some stuff. Now we're going to really do the healing. I believe this is, the second time through. We needed the preview. Mercury going through Ophiuchus the first time was the preview. You saw the preview. Now you're retrograded, you're reflected. Now you're going through it again so you can do it right and get it right, nail it down. It's time, and Ophiuchus learning how to heal what you're learning, communication, which is Mercury. Time to move from reflection to action, healing your ability to learn and communicate. Take time to strengthen these abilities. This will be a quick transit, and Mercury is one of the fastest movers in the sky. Be careful of speaking words that wound, saying things that tear yourself or others down, and keeping yourself trapped in a prison of your own making. So there is that. And that's how we end the year. I'd like to just take a moment here. This is the Don thesis. Oops, let me move this up. We are at the new year. Whoops, previous. Mercury retrograde, communication challenges. New Year's resolutions. How do you make a New Year's resolution that you can actually work with astrologically? I'm going to do a deeper video on this or another video on this, and I'll post it later in the week. You need your astrology chart. And what we're looking at are the nodes of the moon. The south node of the moon, which is how you hold yourself back, and the north node of the moon is a habit to learn. So, and for your New Year's resolution, the south node is showing you the habit that you leave behind. I'm reminded of a friend of mine who was quitting smoking. And if you just try quitting without, dropping cigarettes, some people it works, but they always say replace a bad habit with a good habit. So he quit smoking cigarettes, and he actually found what was causing it, why he smoked, whatever. But he found this thing called a fume pipe. He actually introduced me to it. I like it myself. It's an essential oil thing that satisfies the craving and actually can be pretty healthy. But he replaced the bad habit, smoking and all the whatever, with the fume pipe essential oils, and he replaced the bad habit with a good habit. So the bad habit is the south node. So look at your astrology chart, and if you need a free 13 sign astrology chart, I'll make it for you. I'll send it to you. You want to find the house that it's in, because that's going to tell you the area of life where you need to leave the south node in Virgo, perfectionist attitudes back, where you need to hold this unrealistic expectation, where you need to leave that go. The house is going to tell you the area of life that you're going to leave this unrealistic expectation behind. In our example here, it's in the fifth house of creativity, having fun, whatever. So our John Doe here is learning to stop trying to be a control freak in having fun. And the north node is that habit to learn, is the habit that you're replacing it with. So the north node in Pisces, our north node habit to learn, Pisces, learning to go with the flow. So our John Doe here is leaving behind being a control freak in having fun. And when he's around people saying, hey, I don't have everything planned out, picture perfect, etc., let's just do something and have fun with it. And actually for him, this winds up being 11th house. So rather than trying to control people, 11th house, controlling groups of people, whatever, find out what people want to do and take their ideas and have everybody work together and just have a group effort at creating fun. So I will do a new video on this and a deeper video, but the best way to change a behavior is to find the bad habit, leave it behind, replace it with a healthy habit. So that's how you make your New Year's resolution. Follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I've got the links for those on my website, freedomthroughastrology.com. You shoot down to the bottom. Also, Digital Soul Space. This is it's a independent spiritual network that covers all sorts of modalities beyond just astrology. There's you name it. It's in there, and if it's not, you can create it. Everybody says, why do I have to pay for Digital Soul Space? Well, you're paying for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn with your data. You're just not making the money. Any money used by Digital Soul Space is used to pay for the site and keep your data private and keep everything private. So you don't have to worry about being trolled or stalked. It's a great community to be in. Let me go to Google here. If you liked what you saw on this, and I know this one's been going long, you go to freedomthroughastrology.com, and remember, it's THRU astrology. If you want to sign up for the newsletter, click on subscribe. Nope. Oh gosh, let me pull this down. There we go. Click on subscribe. It's a once-a-week newsletter where I go over the major astrological events for the week, give you an insight, exclusive subscriber-only discounts and offers, and other information that comes up. Why they're sleeping. So, yep. So there's the newsletter, and I send these out once a week. I'm actually late this week, but then it's been a busy day with, yeah. If you would like an appointment where I do a reading, I do birth charts, I do karmic charts, which is either a specific lesson you came here to learn or a past life. So using astrology to understand the past life that you came here to release. The transit readings are the predictive, what they call predictive readings. Instead of saying, using them as prediction, I'm helping you to understand the lessons in life you're facing so that you know what the lesson is, how to have a healthy outcome, and what a shadow outcome is. I do also consultations. And if the live one-to-one doesn't work, I do, under services are recordings, and I can do a recording for all the readings, and then I share it with you. And then there's a follow-up for most of them where we sit down and we talk. I think it's up to 45 minutes where we depending on what reading it is, 15 to 45-minute follow-up. And I'm pretty flexible in trying to make the plans work. And if you click on blog, that's where you get all the transits. And I've been getting in the habit of taking these transits deeper on the blog. So with that being said, whoops, slideshow from current slide. I'd like to thank everybody very much who has followed me this year and this experiment. Honestly, Buddy could use a Christmas miracle. Not sure what everybody celebrates because I have friends that are of all different faiths. I have friends that are Jews, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, First Nations, various New Age, pagan. Everybody practices their own. I don't preach religion. I don't preach spirituality, but I do respect yours. So whatever it is you practice, whatever it is you believe, I wish you a happy holiday season. I hope this has been a good month for you. And I wish you a happy new year. Then if you'd like, follow, share, I appreciate it. Have yourself a happy new year, and I look forward to seeing you in January.